Good afternoon everyone, Paul Kelly here. It's the 17th of July. This is the BALPPA weekly update. For a lot of our operators, our larger operators, this is now we're heading into the second week of operation, towards the end of that, and looking hopefully to build up capacities from this week on. Our general reports have been very, very good. Lots of people put all of our protocols in place for the industry and have had good reports back from that, but everyone did it very safely to start with, very low capacities, and that's moving up. So our reports are very strong for that, and I'm hoping everybody that is open has a really good weekend, and look forward to hearing how that goes next week. That said, we've got issues in Scotland and Wales trying to open up attractions. I've had a lot of dialogue this week with trading standards in both areas, arguing over the definition of a fun fair. They are trying to close our theme parks and amusement parks, declaring their fun fairs. So for everyone's benefit, there is no regulatory definition of a fun fair. So you can't be closed because you're a fun fair, because you can't describe anything as a fun fair. That may not be strong enough for us to hold them off, to make sure that we can keep or open the other operators, but we will try our hardest and we will keep going at it. It really depends on the intention of the legislation. Are they trying to stop fairground rides being operated, or are they trying to stop travelling fun fairs? They really need to decide what they actually meant in the legislation when they wrote it. Health and Safety Executive back my version of there aren't any fun fairs, because that's not what they're described at. Yet all of those things, fun fair, amusement park and theme park, operate fairground rides, which is where a lot of the confusion comes from. Some of them are temporary, some of them are static, etc. So a lot more debates, but we will support where we can and try and get those operations there open, and those that are open remain open, and the ones who are coming up to open as soon as they can. The other quick message I wanted to get across is we've had some discussions on the VAT reduction for attractions, and the question is, what is everybody doing with relation to that? Are they passing it on to the customer, or are they retaining it within the business? Majority of our operators within BALPPA are quite rightly retaining it within the business, and the line really there is that that reduction in VAT is there to protect jobs, and that's the most important thing. So it's protecting the business, but it is protecting jobs within the industry, and that is the line that we will use should anybody query why we're not passing it on to the customer. There are some locations, notably in London, who are passing it on, but that's a different scenario. So if you need any support with that or any more information, then give me a shout. I suppose the big news today was that we had an announcement, and we're delighted to say that bowling alleys finally got a date to be open. I'm really pleased for them. It's well deserved, and they can open from the 1st of August. But unfortunately it left soft play at the back of the queue again, unbelievably, labelled in with nightclubs with no date, which is hugely frustrating. A lot of hard work. We spent yesterday in London having a little protest with some of the mascots, all the time and effort that people did. Thank you to all those people who came to London for that. We ended up at Parliament. We went down to number 10 Downing Street. So between us all, we met Ian Duncan-Smith, we met special advisors. We managed to get our message across, but it's still a very difficult message when nobody is actually communicating with us. So our mission at the moment is to get over this disappointment as soon as possible, which is very difficult to do for those people. So please, for those who are open, spare a thought for the indoor play sector. Very difficult times. We will be looking at getting a meeting with DCMS next week, Public Health England, to see if they are the ones who have issues, or they're blocking it, or if they are, why. Give us the opportunity to have that conversation. So that will be our focus next week. We will work very hard to try and achieve that. And my heart does go out to the operators. It's been a very frustrating time for them, but we can't give up. We have to keep going, and we have to find out the reasons why we can't open, and we need to separate from being lumped in with nightclubs or whatever. We are a separate industry, and we should be treated separately. So we will do that, and hopefully next week I will have a little bit more good news for you. So until then, have a good weekend. Thanks. Bye-bye.